Okay, hi guys. Today we're going to take a look at my Reliant. Now, I've got a couple of Reliants. I have a 1990 Reliant Mobby, but my other Reliant, which is a little bit older, was built in September 1935 and is number 31. So out of thousands of Reliants ever made, this is literally number 31. Now, when I found her, she wasn't in a very good state. She was completely unloved. She'd been sat in a shed for 40 years. The shed roof had caved in, and builders were called in. The King was recording in London. Builders were called in, dragged the chassis out, dumped it at the end of the drive. The body, which had been took off, had been stacked at the side of the car, which by this time the ash frame had rotted away. It was just bits of aluminium, so that got scrapped. And then it sat another 10 years at the end of the drive in all the elements that were ever thrown at it. So you can imagine the state that she was in. I managed to rescue her with the help of my brother. So went down there, rescued 35, as we've now called it, because of we didn't know its name because of the year. So, and then took it home, and then I started a complete strip down every single nut and bolt to bring her back to basically life. There was major parts that needed doing. Some parts like the clutch cover had been obliterated, and my good friends at George Engineering in Albury, they machined me a complete new clutch cover. The other things like the drive shaft, the bearing had been chattering on it, so it had worn the drive shaft away. So it couldn't put a bearing on it because it was actually worn away. But my friends at Eric's took the shaft for me, machined it down, and metal sprayed it, and then put the bearing on. So all was good on that. So these little companies have really helped out in getting 35 going, and managed then to restore it and get it back on the road. Now, the Pickle Body that's on it that you see, that Pickle Body is something I've done, because originally it would have had a little van body and looked like this. But the only van body that's known to survive is a 1936, January of 1936, Reliant 7 cubic van, which is up at the Bubble Car Museum up north. Now, I met the gentleman that built this body for this van, and he's done an excellent job. But he said that he copied it from pictures. So he took pictures, worked out the design, and then built his body. So I had the dilemma: either copying a copy, be a very good one, but copying a copy, or creating something unique. A picture was found which was originally believed to be the original Reliant. It was built by Tom Williams in his back garden in Kettlebrook, but it turned out it was actually built by a farmer using a BSA engine in 1936. So he's took a 1935 Reliant, or a single cylinder Reliant, dropped a BSA engine in it because the Jap engines had it, and then built this little pickup body on it. Quite like the design of it, and it showed the engineering up very, very well on the Reliant. So that was the way I decided to go, to build a pickup body on it. Easier for me to start it, and easy for everybody to see the engineering on it, because the van body was kept from 1935 to 1952. So it's quite a long time with no change in the bodywork, except everything changed underneath. Before we go any further, let's have a quick walk around and have a look at 35. This is my 1935 Reliant. It is actually my own. She's number 31, built in September 1935. Just like the Model T, this is very unusual in the way you actually drive it. So if you come over and have a look. Okay, so from the driving seat, we have pedal that side, which is the clutch pedal that side, which is the brake, but you'll notice there's no accelerator pedal. That's because the accelerator is here underneath the steering wheel, with decompression lever there, and this one down here on the choke for the carburetor. So it's really unusual. There's no ignition key, just like with the Model T. What we have is a switch here for the ignition. So to change gear, we've got the gear lever here. Now this one is actually using the Burma gearbox. It's a 4-speed gearbox, as you can see down here. It's a 4-speed gearbox that's used normally for a motorbike. But what they've done is they took the first gear out and put a reverse gear in,
So you got one reverse and then back for the forward 3 gears. We've got our link between the engine, which is a Jap 600 single, and the Burma gearbox, and then we've got a duplex chain which goes all the way down to the rear axle, which is limited slip diff. The only Reliant ever to be fitted with an LSD. This here is the oil tank, because it's what we call a dry sump engine. As you can see, there's no sump at all, so it's a dry sump engine, so the oil is pumped from the oil box to the engine and then recirculated back to the oil box. You've got a fuel tank up here, holds 1 gallon of fuel, which is good for around about 40-45 miles, so it's not too bad. But, starting it is kickstart procedure. You can see down there is the kickstart, and that's what we use to start it. So we'll fire up and let you have a listen. Okay, so one thing you will notice is the seat is on a hinge, and this is purely because if it kicks back, you don't want it to smack your heel into that, because that will hurt. So simply to start it, we switch the fuel on, tap underneath the tank, tickle the carb, switch the ignition on, and then make sure she's in neutral, give her a kick. See by the VT there, 35 is still going strong, and she's done lots of runs as well. It's not just a case of it gets traded to a show, does a show, comes back. In the VT there, I was actually riding about 7-8 miles up the road to Birmingham branch rally of the Reliant Owners Club. I've done Portlandville hill climb down south. That's some serious hill. And it was quite funny actually, because I got Pete in the back, and as we got halfway up this hill, a stupid car pulled out in front of me, had to stop, so lost me in my motion, and I hadn't got enough motion because of the steepness of the hill to actually start again. So Pete jumps out, I managed to get going, and he jumped in the car behind me to get to the top of the hill. She really did well. Done London to Brighton, not an issue at all. Funny one with that one, as we come down into London, into Brighton, going to the last set of traffic lights turned red, so I stopped, and this big police van pulls up alongside of me. And anybody that runs vintage vehicles knows that they overfuel when they're ticking over, and so this thing's sitting there going bump 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 bump. I know as soon as I open that throttle, the excess fuel now that's sitting in my exhaust can is going to ignite. And when I say an exhaust can, it's just an empty box. There's actually nothing inside it. It's literally just like a baffle box. So sure enough, lights turn to green. I open the throttle. I notice in the side window at the side of me where the shops were, huge big flash shoots out my exhaust as it sounds like a bomb's gone off as the fuel ignites. I there look to my right, expecting these police to go, pull over, sonny. But I was mistaken. They were at the window going, yeah. They fully appreciated while I was riding, obviously used to vintage vehicles from the Emancipation run. So completed that run, got a stupid grin on my face as I pulled into the car parking area by the prom, from completing my first ever long run with 35. So I was well pleased with the way he performed on that. I've done other runs. I've done Horseshoe Pass, I've done the Wrexham Trike run. So 35 does get used, and it gets about. I mean, this year it was going to get to the Classic TT, but unfortunately it's been cancelled because of the COVID-19 that's going about. So hopefully we can delay that till next year, and it will go next year. And so give 35 a good shakedown, and then get around the circuit somewhere where Dad raced way back in the 50s. So it'd be nice to sort of link that to that. And also for 35 to actually say that it's been around the TT course. Probably set the slowest time going, but it was still been around the course. But thank you for watching my little video about my vintage trike. If you'd like to see more, then go to this website, and where you'll be able to see lots more information about 35 and the rebuild to get it back on the road, and the sort of runs that I've been doing,
and hopefully runs which we've got coming up in future. So until then, guys, ride safe, have fun, and thank you for watching.